Hi everyone. Today for dinner I'm going to be cooking a roast. It's a chuck roast. They had a small sale over at Kroger, so I thought I'd go ahead and buy the chuck roast here. And there are different ways you can make a chuck roast. Different vegetables you could put in if you want. Different ways you could either make it really soupy or not soupy. You could put red wine in it, which I'm going to do that today. Put some beef broth or nothing much at all. It's just all depends on how you like it and how you want to make it. You can even have different types of meat as well, but I went ahead and picked the chuck roast. I didn't pick a shoulder roast or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got at Kroger here. So this is what I got. It's a beef chuck roast. And it was $17.96 on sale for $6.99 a pound. I have seen some better deals before, like $5.99 or $4.99, but that was the only deal they had this week. And so it does weigh over 2 pounds here, over 2.5 pounds. So it would normally have been $23.10, but got it for $17.96. Of course, the less it weighs, the cheaper it is. So this is what it looks like. So I'm going to prepare this meat first, and I'm going to be cooking in a pressure cooker, or well, I should say it's like a crock pot, but yeah, we'll show you that. Alright, so I put some olive oil in here, and I put the chuck roast here in a big pan, and I put some salt and pepper here, as you can see, on the meat. And you put whatever spices you want. I'm going to add more spices later on in the INSTAPOT. But yeah, I'm going to brown it on each side first. And probably around 5 minutes each side, something like that. I'll keep an eye on it. And once we get it browned on each side, then we'll put it in the INSTAPOT with the vegetables. Alright, so I got a bag of baby carrots here, and I'm just going to wash these off. And it's a pound of them. They're already peeled and already shaped and cut and everything. So actually, this was cheaper than getting regular carrots and cutting them up. It used to be the other way around, but since this is about the same price, or about as cheap, or I shouldn't say cheap, but lower cost, I just went ahead and got these. So I'm going to just rinse these off, and I'm going to put them in the bottom here. That way they're more exposed to heat, so they can actually get softer. Just wash the carrots here and put them in the bottom of the INSTAPOT here. The meat is sizzling away. Just turned it over here. Put salt and pepper on this side too. I'll be turning it over and flipping it again for another minute or so. So I got some white mushrooms at Sam's Club. I think they were about $3.98, but you get a bunch here, about 24 ounces, so it's a pretty good deal at Sam's Club. So I'm probably going to use half of these to put in my roast. This is something you don't have to put in your roast. I just like it in the roast. So I'm going to use half of these for this meal, and I'll save the other half for another meal. I'm going to wash these off and cut them up and put them in the INSTAPOT with the carrots. So I got the mushrooms chopped up and washed them off and put them here in the INSTAPOT. So I've got 2 onions here, so I'm going to wash these off and peel them, and then I'm going to cut them here in my little chopper. I just absolutely love. This will get a little bit bigger size. I do have another one that's smaller that can cut smaller sizes. Now this is something optional that you can put in your roast as well. You don't have to put it in. But I keep a big bag of fresh and peeled garlic that I bought from Sam's Club in the freezer. So what I'm going to do is put some cloves in a cup with water and just kind of put it in the microwave for like 35 seconds. Just soften it up a little bit, and then I'm going to chop it up really small and then put it in here. And you can see where I have my onions here, where I chopped them up with my chopper and put my 2 onions in here. Alright, so I chopped the garlic, and you can see little pieces of the garlic cloves in here, and that's fresh garlic. It was just frozen in that bag, and it lasts a long time in the freezer. So yeah, that one bag, it's like $10 and something at Sam's Club, but it lasts me a long time, and it's just good with flavoring the meals. Okay, so I put some spices in here, and you can put whatever spices that you want or what you like actually. But yeah, this is what I put in. I put some Italian seasoning, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, salt, and some taco seasoning made. Put a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Add some Montreal steak seasoning too, so I put a little bit of that in there. And just a little bit of soy sauce. And you notice here, I don't have the potatoes in here cooked in a crock pot or INSTAPOT or whatever. He does not like potatoes in it, you know, because what happens, he's got some texture issues with food a little bit. He's kind of got a few little sensory issues, you know, he's kind of on the spectrum just a little bit. So, and that's okay. And this is just a, you know, a texture issue. And I don't blame him actually. When you put the potatoes in there with it, it kind of gets mushy, you know, and it really don't taste that as good actually. So what I will do after I put a few more other things in here, and then I put the chuck roast on the top to actually cook it in the INSTAPOT, I actually make the potatoes separate. I actually I wash and peel and cut the potatoes, and I actually boil them for about 10 minutes. And I just boil them on the stove in a pot, and it's not as mushy or anything like that. We just have those separated. And he actually too, once you get done with his chuck roast in an INSTAPOT, he likes his meat cut. You know, he likes for me to take that chuck roast out, and he likes for me to cut it, you know, and then have the pieces separated from the vegetables. He does eat some vegetables, but he likes the meat better, but he don't like cutting his meat either. So, and I do that for him, and I don't mind, you know, it's no big deal. But yeah, I agree with him on that actually. I mean, before it never really bothered me, but once I took the potatoes out, I was like, yeah, he's kind of right. It does kind of make it mushy, kind of, so it's a different type of texture. So from now on, I've just been cooking them separate when I make this meal. So, but yeah, you may like it just fine. You know, you can do it however you want to. Everybody else I know puts potatoes in it, so it's just whatever you prefer. So I have a can of beef flavored broth here. So I'm going to put some of that in the roast. And I got some red blend of wine here. And I'm probably going to put like a cup in here of that. Make sure I pour a little bit over the meat as well, because actually it will tenderize the meat. And if this is a sweet red wine, so I think we bought this for $5.99 at Kroger. I think it's a little bit cheaper at Walmart, but we were shopping at Kroger at the time, so it's not worth the drive a couple miles just to save $1 or so because of gas. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna put that in here, and all the vegetables and everything, and pour some on top of the meat. I wanted to say that this happened, I don't know, maybe 8 years ago, something like that, that I actually cooked a roast for my husband's mother at the time when she was alive. She, God rest her soul, she passed away in September 2022. And what was weird is Kevin's dad passed away in July of 2022. He was a Vietnam War veteran. They both passed away within 2 months apart. It was just really, really weird. But yeah, I guess it was like 8 years ago, something like that. Maybe longer, maybe a little less. But I cook her a roast, and I guess, I don't know how she found out what was in it. I don't know if if Kevin told her or what, I don't remember. But I just put like a cup of red wine in it, you know, and put some water in it. And at the time, I didn't even use beef broth back then. And she's so against alcohol. She literally poured it out and then put water in it, and it kind of ruined the taste, I thought. And she was kind of upset about it. She's like, you know, I don't like alcohol. It's like, well, it's okay to cook with it. There's nothing wrong with cooking with alcohol. And in fact, we used to have a neighbor at our other home that we used to live in. We lived about 14 years ago. And she was a great cook. She was from Germany. And she actually went through all the stuff during World War II. She saw all that happen and everything. And she became a citizen here in America. But yeah, I think she married an American citizen that had relatives from Europe too. So, but anyway, she was a great cook. And she had all kinds of different alcohols that she made with sweets and other meals too. And let me tell you something, her food was delicious. I mean, she actually had some really expensive stuff, you know, and she had a whole cabinet full. And she said she literally just used it for cooking. And it cooks the alcohol out of it. So I don't know what the big deal is, but you know, if you're against the alcohol, I get it. You don't have to put the red wine in it. It's just, we put a cup in it, you know, and just, it kind of cooks the alcohol out. You can't even taste it really, honestly. It just gives it a sweet flavor. But yeah, you can just put the beef broth in if you want. You can just put plain water. So it's totally up to you, but it's just something that we try, you know, and we just kind of like it. But you know, it's like putting beer in cornbread. My dad used to do that, and he thought it made it taste better. So, but yeah. So everybody's different. But all right. So we'll go to the next step. All right. So I put some of the red wine in here, which don't really have much alcohol in it, really, and some beef broth. And then I wash my hands, and then I put my hands in here and mix it all up. And let me tell you something, it smells really, really good. So, yeah, I wish you could smell it. It smells delicious. So now I'm going to put the roast on top. As you can see here, we put the roast on top here. Cook the roast on both sides, or brown it on both sides, I should say. So I poured the rest of the beef broth over the top of the meat and the red wine. You can still see there's a little bit of that red wine in here in the meat. And don't worry, that is going to cook out. The alcohol part of it is going to cook out of it. So it is going to leave a very delicious flavor. So it's not that much. It's just a cup that I put in here. And like I said, you can put whatever you want to in your roast because it's going to be your roast. Alright, so we got the INSTAPOT on. So I've got it on meat stew, and 45 minutes is as high as it'll go. And yes, it will cook it because it is pressurized. So, and then it'll take a few minutes, and then you'll start seeing some pressure come out, a little bit of steam right here at the top. Alright, so you can hear it here under pressure. Under pressure. Do 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 do. Boing, boing. So I had a 5-pound bag of potatoes, russet potatoes. So I've already washed these potatoes. So I figured maybe 6 small potatoes would be enough to go with our roast that I'll cook separately in a pot, boil them for 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I got a pair knife here. And I'm just going to peel the skin, and then I'm going to come up and put them in the pot. Now be careful. There's different ways you can peel a potato. This is just how I do it. But you don't want to cut yourself. Okay? So I've done this many, many times. So I've cut myself a few times along the way. But just be careful and do what's safe for you when it comes to cutting and peeling stuff. So I got the potatoes cut up here. So I put them in water. A little bit of salt and a little bit of olive oil in here, and so I'm gonna put it on the stove, and then once it starts boiling, so we boil it about at least 10 minutes, maybe a little less, but you just kind of test it with your fork and see how soft or hard it is, and then you can determine that way if they're done or not. And I also wanted to mention too, like your scraps, like when you're peeling potatoes, instead of throwing them in the trash, you could actually put them in compost, like for your garden. And you can also put it in a stock pot or something, like if you make your own stock, any leftovers you have from vegetables and other things, you can make stock out of it, or you can put it in compost and help your garden and feed your garden. We got the potatoes boiling here, as you can see. So we're going to boil in 10 minutes or less. The potatoes are done. So what I did is I drained them in a strainer, and then I rinsed them with cold water to get some of the starch off, and drained it again and put them in the pot here. So they're still pretty hot though, but at least you got some of the starch off. Now I'm just going to season them a little bit. Looks like our roast is done. You can see the chuck roast there and all the vegetables, and yeah, it does look soupy. That's the way I like it. I like it soupy. But you can actually drain the juice, when you put it on your plate, and I could just drink the juice by itself. I love the juice. That's it. Alright, so we got our dinner ready here, so I'm going to show it to you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you put hot sauce on everything, don't you? Yeah, and this is Alex's plate. He's finishing up his homework. He said he'd be down soon, so yeah, there's his. And I made mine like a soup. So this is kind of the way I like it, basically. You can see the beef in here. It's almost kind of like a beef stew, kind of, with the vegetables. Put a little ketchup and mayonnaise in it. Yeah, this is Alex's, because he don't like it soupy, and we cut up his meat for him. And what all did you put? Some hot sauce and what?
Ketchup on the fries.
That's mashed potatoes,
yeah,
not fries.
And then my soup.
Or beef.
Yeah.
Chuck roast. Okay, you want to try it, Kevin? It's been a long day, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been working hard all day outside. All right. Very soft and moist.
Yeah, I noticed when I cut the beef, it was very moist, and that beef broth and a little bit of that red wine helps that. Helps it be moist like that.
Red wine sets it off.
Yeah.
It's all that red, great flavor.
Yeah.
Very good. Carrots, sauté. All that brings up sweetness out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jesus in that picture, I love Leonardo da Vinci paintings, and that's my favorite painting is the Lord's Supper, and they had wine, didn't they?
They did? Oh yeah. Some people claim it was very low alcohol, but yeah, they did have wine.
Yeah.
This is low alcohol
wine.
Yeah.
And this is one of the best meals to have with the red wine, putting it in and everything. And the alcohol cooks out, don't it, Kevin?
Oh yeah, especially if you get above 8. Yeah, above like boiling. Yeah, of course it does.
Yeah, and it was boiling and everything, so yeah, it just turns it to like real sweet, right? I guess.
Well, I think it just evaporates, period, because it just evaporates real quick.
Right.
It's like the old hand sanitizers when we were doing this all the time. It goes away just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially fry it in like 10 seconds.
Right. All right, so I'm gonna give mine a try here. I'm sure it's pretty hot. All right, so I'm gonna give it a try. There's Milo over there. I don't know if he's going to jump up for this one or not. We know he likes pizza. Oh yeah, oh really good. The juice, man. Juice is delicious. I could just eat that by itself. I don't even have to have all the vegetables and the meat or anything. The juice is really, really, really good. Everybody's different, you know. And hey, that's what makes the world go round. That's right.
Yeah.
Apollo's sitting over there. We already gave him his treat. Yeah, you knew we was talking about you, didn't you? You know, like Rose, he's not jumping up yet. Might be because Alex ain't here. We tried to get him to come down, but he's finishing up his homework. He wants to finish it up first, so. All right.